Well, let's switch gears for a second.
Mm.
It was announced recently that Mike Tyson, age 57, is going to be fighting Jake Paul, age 27,
right,
on July 20th on Netflix, which is, I think, a first for Netflix to actually have a live fight.
Yeah, right. I think so.
Who you got?
I got Mike Tyson.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't see how Jake pulls this off. I see Mike Tyson punching him in the body, and I don't see how Jake stops that. Jake is not of the size to give Mike a problem. Mike can be, big guys would hold Mike, guys with long reach and that outweigh him.
Yeah.
I think people that's Mike's weight, with Mike's center of gravity, I don't think there's anything that's going to stop him. Mike hits him in the body don't move that much. I don't see how Jake survives a body attack, personally.
Okay, I looked it up. Mike Tyson is 220 pounds.
That's 1 pound less than his optimal weight.
And Jake Paul is about 200 pounds. He's got about 20 pound
Are
difference.
you kidding me? He's only 200?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. This is worse than I thought.
That was his last fight. That's what he weighed in as.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That means, he fought Tommy Fury he was 200 pounds when he fought Tommy Fury?
6'1". Mike is what, 5'10"? Let me see.
Huh. He's 6'1".
5'10", yeah. 5'10". So he got 3 inches on him.
I know.
3 inches for Mike Tyson's not a big deal, obviously. But Tyson is 57. And, okay.
I don't care.
when Tyson fought... Yeah. Okay, so when Tyson fought Roy Jones Jr., he clearly won. But he did seem kind of winded during that fight.
Roy Jones has skills that Jake will never have, even at that age. Jake's got a punch. But, see, Jake has fought really tiny guys in comparison to him. Nobody was... only Tommy Fury that I know of and then I happen to know, which is, I probably shouldn't say anything because, I was instrumental in, sometimes getting guys to spar with Jake and his brother.
Right. He lost to Tommy Fury.
Yeah, but I know the guys that train with them.
Okay.
And how they do against them. So I'm a little like, it's kind of insider information there, but yeah, I don't see Jake doing much against Mike.
So you definitely give it to Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm. I probably shouldn't freaking say anything because who am I to say that? Because, I don't want to mess with, these are people's business. So
it's a fight. People are going to make predictions and people are going to chime in. This is the nature of a public fight. It's not like they're privately getting together and we're the only ones who know about it.
Yeah, okay.
It's a public fight on the biggest streaming platform in the world, Netflix.
Yeah, it's true.
Clearly, they want people to talk about it, to hype it up. I'm sure they appreciate this conversation right now.
Jake, all power to him, man. What he's done, everybody's going to see that damn fight.
Yes.
Everybody's going to see that.
Oh, yeah.
So Jake is never going to lose.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure his payday, even with a loss, is insane.
A loss is not a loss in this situation.
No.
Yeah.
No, he even moved to Puerto Rico at one point so he doesn't have to pay taxes.
Is that
That's
why?
how much money. But that's usually why people move to places like Puerto Rico. Like, why else would you live in Puerto Rico when you're a U.S. citizen?
Maybe you like Puerto Ricans.
Or maybe you don't want to pay taxes and you're making hundreds of millions of dollars. And you can pocket an extra 20, 30 million by staying in Puerto Rico for 6 months out the year.
Yeah, you know what?
Same reason why people move to Vegas, Florida, Texas. These are not always the ideal places to live, but you don't pay income tax.
Maybe this is a stupid thing to say, But I don't know the difference between 200 million and 50 million. Like, I really don't. What's different about your lifestyle?
We're also not playing with 200 million right now.
Right,
so who are we to say what's the difference?
True, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I know people who are, in those brackets.
Listen, I would love to fly private instead of flying first class, but unfortunately, I never fly private because I can't afford it. That's just the reality of life.
You've flown private before.
One time I've flown private when I was, and it wasn't even like a flight that I booked. We were staying in this island called Lanai, and it was an island that's essentially owned by Larry Ellison, and they have 2 Four Seasons on the island, and that's it. And we had to fly into Honolulu and then take a private jet to that island, which was like maybe a 20-minute flight. And it was just us. And it was really it was crazy how turbulent it was because it's such a small plane. Like everyone brags about flying private, but it's not always the best experience because the planes are tiny.
No, that's not my experience.
Well, when I flew.
Okay, you might be talking about private twin engine or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not talking about private. That's like Air Drake. No, I've never. I've never flown in a truly
like a G6. That's different.
I've never flown like that.
I
just simply have never flown.
Well, that to me is private. That's like you don't feel nothing. That's like a spaceship. Like that's
I've never flown it.
Yeah.
Well, because listen, at the end of the day, like I fly to New York all the time, right? I'm about to go out there in a couple of days. Do I spend $1,500 on a flight or do I spend $40,000 on a flight?
Well,
I'm going to spend the $1,500. I'm not going to spend $40,000 to go coast to coast.
Well, yeah, a lot of folks like Tyler, like he has, like when you have a private jet, it's not just yours. You usually share it.
If you want
to. It's a timeshare thing. Because who's going to need a private jet 24/7?
Right.
Right. Usually that's the way I've known people to have their situations. I've flown several times private, and I've known a lot of very rich people. And in my estimation, the richest people, there's a balance or an imbalance, so to speak. I know people with humongous houses that have to live with a fucking bunch of caretakers.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Like, I would never want to do that. Big ass house. Now you got to have 24/7 gardeners and maids and what. And so you've got to now, part of your job is directing people and having people in your space all the time. That may be cool for a lot of people. Not me. I don't want that lifestyle. I don't want a house that's so big that I got to hire people to be in my damn house all the time. I'd hate that. And then, so there's a whole thing, there's a certain personality thing. So for me, I wouldn't change my lifestyle very much because I love my damn lifestyle. I don't want to have a bunch of servants around me.
Well, with Jake Paul, I feel that the main thing that he needs to get over is I feel that with most people, there's an inherent fear of Mike Tyson because of his reputation.
Mm-hmm.
He knocks people out in 30 seconds. He'll bite your ear off. He'll eat your kids. Like all the crazy stuff that's been said and done over the years. And I remember when I talked to Holyfield, he kind of said the same thing. He said that Tyson usually beats people that are come in the ring scared. But he said, I wasn't scared. And I had to show him early on that I'm not scared of you. Right. That, he said, threw Tyson off, and that's why he was able to win both times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically he won once, and he was, Tyson was disqualified the second time, but he was winning that second match. Do you think that Jake Paul is going to be scared of Tyson coming in the ring?
He should be. And Tyson's going to be scared too. Tyson's always scared. He said it himself. That's one of his things. That's why he puts on that armor, So, that's, so he should fear Tyson's fear. But I mean, the way I look at fighting, I have a certain perspective that I enjoy it. I enjoy every aspect of it. That's why I love sparring people. I like testing myself. Because, it's one of those things that maybe it's crazy, but you never feel more, for me, I never feel more alive than those situations. I really, I get hit, the first thing that happens is I smile. Because it's just like, I don't know, there's a certain fun to it, to me. But I would say if Jake has fun would be the best way of looking at that. The fear thing sometimes, I don't know. I mean, there's a little, I can understand the fear a little bit beforehand, anticipating. Sometimes that's a little nerve-wracking, but embrace the fun of it, man. You get to fight Mike Tyson. You're gonna one of the few people who get to do that.
Yeah.
That's like I say, I'm envious of that. To be able to do, man, are you kidding me? That's a dream.